Streets of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. Starring Carl Malden. Also starring Richard Hatch. With guest stars Tim O'Connor, Andrew Robinson, Len Berman, Mark Goddard, Michael Strong. Tonight's episode, The Cannibals.
Hold it. Drop the bag and don't say a word.
When are you gonna grow up, kid? You know, if your old man finds out about this, he's gonna kick the...
That'll be 83 cents. I said that'll be 83 cents. 50 cents for the celery juice.
Aren't you going to get it?
I thought you were going to get it.
I don't care which one of you gets it, so long as I get the 83 cents.
I got it yesterday.
Yesterday was Sunday.
That's right. We were down at Hunter's Point.
We were at Hunter's Point Saturday.
If I don't get my money, I call a cop.
Celery juice, 50 cents. Take it out of there, will you, please?
Thank you.
We were over in the Richmond district on Saturday, remember?
Okay. Celery juice. I'm telling you, someday you're going to end up like a salad bowl.
Inspectors 8-1. Inspectors 8-1.
Inspectors 8-1.
A 217 reported at 423 Miles Avenue. Officer involved.
All right, we're on our way. Come on, hit it.
I was on the corner of Miles and Wheeler on a 518 when this 217 came through. I was here in less than 2 minutes.
And Officer Fletcher was still conscious when you got here?
Yes, sir. It was like he wouldn't let go until someone got here, and then he said what he had to say.
And what was that?
Suitcase. The leather suitcase. That's it? Yes, sir.
What about the other man?
Name of Barrett. Duke Barrett. He was dead when I arrived, shot once, close range.
Did you know him?
No, sir. There was close to $500 in his wallet and a very expensive digital watch still on his wrist, so I don't think the motive was robbery. Unless all the shooting scared the killer away.
Or unless Barrett had something valuable in that leather suitcase. I want to talk to the coroner before he leaves.
How's Barrett?
He's dead.
The money?
It's gone. I covered his route, just to see what Barrett was carrying. Comes to a little over $250,000.
$250,000.
Whoever hit Barrett, Mr. McGuire, must have known something. He waited until Barrett had made the last pickup. He chose the best possible spot along the whole route for a heist. And he picked a day when he knew Barrett would be carrying a lot of money.
Yeah. It's an inside job. Well, who do we know that's that crooked?
Everybody.
And who do you know that's that stupid? It's dumb. It's really dumb.
It's so dumb it's nearly smart.
What was the name of the last fellow that ran that route for us?
Pulaski.
No, Pulaski. Pulaski. Talk to him.
He's number 2 on my list.
And Eddie Marks. He's ambitious. Talk to him. Larry Baker. Jimmy Tatum.
He's in Detroit.
Well, the planes fly both ways. And you might as well check me out, too. In case anybody asks.
I already have, Mr. McGuire. You were number 1 on my list. Somebody did ask. Mr. McGuire, how long has it been since you've seen your son?
Why? What makes you think of him?
You said, who do you know who's that stupid?
All right. Check out Ronnie, too.
That's right. They were both shot with the same gun. 38 caliber. I've got it. Thanks. What did you get?
Barrett. He's got a rap sheet as long as your list of commendations. Mostly numbers, making book, nothing violent. Talked to Vice, and they think he might have been carrying a bag from McGuire, collecting from the local bookies.
Frank McGuire?
West Coast representative of the syndicate.
Well, don't say it unless you can prove it.
Which means that suitcase might be full of money.
I know a guy who used to work for McGuire. Let's talk to him.
Why not go straight to McGuire?
Because McGuire would tell you that a book is something that he gets from a library. Come on.
How you doing?
Hello, Pulaski. Get in. You hear what happened to Barrett?
Who's Barrett?
He's the reason a cop was shot.
Why come to me? I didn't do it. I was working right here when he got hit.
What time was that?
I don't know. How would I know?
Well, how do you know what time you were here when he was shot?
All right, a guy told me about it. He was here asking me about it.
Policeman?
I don't know, just a guy.
What did you tell him?
I don't know nothing, Lieutenant. I haven't even seen those guys since my parole. I mean, I got nothing to tell them or you.
All right. Then maybe you can tell me somebody who can.
You know Ron McGuire?
Frank McGuire's son?
Yeah, well, Frank caught him with his hand in the cookie jar. Kicked him out. He might be mad enough to tell you something.
You mean the biggest crook in San Francisco kicks his son out of the house because he's a thief? You know, there's got to be a lesson in that somewhere.
Sure. Only steal from strangers. That'll be $1.25.
Father wants to talk to you, Ronnie.
McGuire! Open up! McGuire! Stop right on an APB. Make sure he doesn't leave.
He's not going anywhere, not with that head. What were you and McGuire fighting about?
He owed me money. I went to collect and he jumped me.
What was he carrying in the suitcase?
Clothes, I guess. Isn't that what you usually carry in a suitcase?
Do you always wear an empty holster when you go collect debts?
Is there a law against that?
Who killed Barrett?
Barrett who?
Was it Ron McGuire?
All I know about Mr. McGuire is he assaulted me. And I don't wish to press any charges. Can I go now?
You can go. Go.
You mind?
Bernard Rosino, investment counselor. You really believe other people trust him with their money?
Why not? He handled other people's money all of his life in one way or another. Homicide, Stone. Yeah, where? Okay, we're on our way. An officer saw Ron McGuire going into the federal building 30 minutes ago.
Where?
You heard me. The Attorney General's office.
The money my father gets from the books, he launders by passing through respectable businesses he controls here in San Francisco and in Los Angeles.
What are the names of the businesses?
Falcon Trucking, Stonehurst's Restaurant Supply Company, Marks and Parmel Investment Counselors. I can also give you chapter and verse on his hidden bank accounts, too.
How does it look?
I think Mr. McGuire is going to be a gold mine.
Yeah, but that all depends, you know?
All right. This is the deal. In return for your testimony before the grand jury, you'll be granted immunity from anything self-incriminating, which means the more you tell us, the better it is for you.
I want that in writing, okay? And protection. I get protection.
You'll be in the custody of Mr. Bradley and his security team. Now, they've been at it a long time. They haven't lost anyone yet.
Okay. When do we start?
Right now. And the first thing you have to learn is stay away from windows.
He matched the description in the APB right down to his shoes, all except for the suitcase.
What time was that?
12:07. He went in the Attorney General's offices, and that's the last I saw of him. All I got from people in that office was the runaround. They wouldn't even give me the time of day, so I called you.
They wouldn't, huh? Maybe they lost sight of the fact that we're both on the same side. Come on, let's remind them.
Lieutenant, sorry for the delay.
This is Inspector Robin.
Mr. Stockwood?
Well, what can I do for you?
Tell us where we can find Ron McGuire.
Who?
McGuire, Ron McGuire.
Well, he's not here.
That wasn't my question. I was asking where he was.
He's in custody, Lieutenant. Now, what's this all about?
You tell me. We're investigating a homicide.
Homicide?
Homicide. And Ron McGuire is one of the suspects. Now, one of our men saw him come in here about 30 minutes ago. Now, where is he? What's it all about?
Normal security precautions. Now, Mr. McGuire is going to testify before a special grand jury on a federal matter. At the moment, he's with one of our witness security teams at a classified location.
Which means he's using the law to hide from the law.
You'll have to explain that.
We believe that Ron McGuire robbed and killed one of his father's couriers. We are looking for him, and they are looking for him. So he comes to you to offer you some information, probably about his father's operations.
On the homicide. Do you have any proof?
No. That's why we want to talk to him.
Then you'll have to wait in line. Lieutenant, we've been trying to get something on Frank McGuire for a long time. Now, whatever his son may or may not have done, he's our first big break. I don't want anything to happen to him. You understand?
Now, you better understand me. Whoever killed that courier also shot a police officer. Now, I know you've got security problems, but they're not with us. So why don't we just hang around until you let us talk to your witness?
All right. I'll see what I can do. 2 o'clock?
How about right now?
Lieutenant.
We'll wait.
How does it look?
Clear as a San Francisco morning. I went around 8 times. I didn't see a thing out of place. Coffee ready?
Look at him. 8 times around the block, and he isn't even breathing hard.
That's because I'm in good shape. Don't you do any running?
Yeah, sure. I run all the time. Mostly the fat.
Hey, Larry, here's a good line for your novel. You ought to write that one down.
Now, don't be facetious. It's not a novel. It's my doctoral dissertation.
Hey, Green, there were some nice little donuts up there. Whose deal?
Mine? You dealt in Kansas City, right? How's Helen?
What's going on between you and my wife? Every time I see you, you ask, how's Helen? Every time I see Helen, she asks, how's David? Nobody ever asks how I am.
Who cares?
I'm fine, thanks. The kids are great. Helen's in good form. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about picking her option up for another year.
But what are you guys doing anyway?
Playing gin rummy. You want to join us?
Aren't you supposed to be protecting me?
Well, you see, Ron, we're the night shift, and when you're safe and snug in your little bed, we'll be working, so we won't have time for gin rummy then.
You mind if I ask you a question?
No.
Your old man. Do you think he'd really try to have you killed?
Yeah?
That's heavy.
It's nothing personal. We always hated each other.
20 minutes after he leaves his apartment, my son is in the Attorney General's office. And within an hour, the AG is putting together a blue-ribbon grand jury. You know what that means?
How much does he know about our operation?
Everything. Been standing at my elbow ever since he was a kid. He could ruin me.
You should have hit him when he came through the door.
Why didn't you?
He's your son, Mr. McGuire.
He's a cannibal. A cannibal. He'd eat my flesh to save himself. I called Cincinnati. There's a man on his way. But he can't do us any good until we know where my son is. You lost him, now you find him.
All right, I'll get the word out.
Rosino, tell them he's my son when he's dead. As long as he's alive, he's my enemy.
He's clean.
No reflection, Lieutenant, but we can't afford to make the same mistake once. No shakedown, no talk.
Bradley's in charge here.
Get him.
Mr. McGuire?
What's going on anyway? These men are San Francisco officers. They want to talk to you about a homicide.
I want a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer, Mr. McGuire. Would you like me to advise you?
I don't know now.
Where were you this morning between 9 and 10?
You have the right to remain silent.
Do you know a man named Duke Barrett? At 11:40, I saw you running outside of your apartment building. I ordered you to stop, and you didn't. Why? What was in that leather suitcase you were carrying?
Clothes.
You were at the Attorney General's office 20 minutes later without the suitcase. Now, what did you do with it? Come on, McGuire. Now, what did you do with it? We saw your clothes in that apartment building. What's in that bag?
Hey, what's going on here anyway, huh? Nobody told me I was going to get hassled by the locals.
You're getting argumentative, Lieutenant. If there are no further questions.
All right, that's all for now. But I'm going to be waiting in line for you. And remember, they can't give you immunity for murder. If you need any help to keep him alive, fellas, just let me know. Thanks for your help.
Okay, let's move him.
You think that's necessary?
I don't like any breach of security. I told you that. We'll be at location 8 in about an hour.
He's our man.
Yep. Sure picked a convenient time to turn himself in.
He certainly did, but he's our man. Let's get a search warrant. I want to tear that boy's room apart.
Talk to McGuire.
Hello.
I just got in from Cincinnati. What can you tell me?
Delivery will be delayed. Where can I reach you?
You can't. I'll call back on the hour.
Yeah. This is Sims. I just saw that guy you're looking for. He's at the Senator Hotel, room 418.
The mattress, box springs, baseboard, the framing around the windows, nothing but clothes. Which means that suitcase was probably full of money. You wonder why he didn't split right away? I guess he figured he might get burned. So where would he have stashed it? He only had 20 minutes. Had to be someplace safe, a place no one would think about. Son of a gun. I thought that was going to be in the bay.
Daniel, if they would pave the whole world with cement, people would still find a place to bury the things they'd want to hide.
I'll take the first watch in the room across the hall. I'll relieve you at 8. Well, how much do I owe you now?
Just a tad over 300,000.
Take my marker.
May I speak with Mr. McGuire, please?
I'm sorry, you must have the wrong number. Get Green, tell him to get the car started. You cover the lobby, and look alive, we've been made.
Put it on.
Take with you. Find anything?
Yeah, the rifle, an AR-15, probably stolen. Spent cartridge and the guy that rents that office.
Well, did he say anything?
He was out to lunch.
Which is lucky for him. If he'd been there, he'd be dead.
I'm sorry about your partner.
Yeah, thanks.
Is there anything we can do?
There is one thing. Just stay away from us, okay? I don't want to have to move again because of you.
All right. Let's run the serial number of that rifle through to Washington. See what they give us.
Yes, operator, I'd like to place a call to a Mr. Charles Davis at the National Criminal Information Center, Washington, D.C.
The AR-15 was stolen from an armory in Cincinnati about 4 months ago. Now, there were no prints on the rifle, the bullets, the clip, everything was wiped clean as a whistle.
All right, I want a complete list of all the hitmen in and around Cincinnati.
It's right here, Mike.
Well, that didn't take long.
They had it on hand. Somebody had already called for the same information.
Somebody from here?
In the Attorney General's office.
Who?
He didn't say. I think he assumed I was with the government and said he'd already sent us that material. Told him I was San Francisco PD and he clammed up.
You don't think Bradley's meddling in our investigation, do you?
That's exactly what I think.
You've got a suspicious mind.
It's the company I keep.
You, pull pictures on these guys?
It's in the works.
All right, let's get a court order. I want to find out if McGuire Sr.'s made any calls to Cincinnati lately.
That's right. You got the wrong merchandise, so I'll have to set up another delivery date.
When?
I don't know when. It was just luck we found him the first time. So call every hour.
Better be careful what you say. They may have a tap on that line.
Huh. I don't need a tap on my phone. They've got Ronnie. I'm almost tempted to let him keep that bag of money if he'd keep his mouth shut.
Want me to put that on the street?
No. It's not my money. It just passes through my hands.
Does that bother you?
I try not to think about it.
Now, they found the gun outside of his room. It was a .38 caliber, the same type that killed Barrett. They found fingerprints on 2 of the bullets. Now, you're an attorney. You tell me, do I have enough to arrest them on?
All I'm asking you to do is wait your turn. Let me get him to the grand jury. Let me squeeze him for all the juice that's in him, and then he's yours.
There's one more thing. We went to the telephone company to find out if McGuire had made any phone calls to Cincinnati. The information was already on the desk. Someone from the Attorney General's office had already asked for it. And that someone was David Bradley.
Brian Phillips was a close friend of his, Mike. Their families were close.
He is a U.S. Marshal, and he doesn't have any investigative authority in this case. Now, listen. You straighten him out, or I will.
Here he comes.
Had McGuire made any calls to Cincinnati?
1. Turned out to be an answering service. Local police are checking it.
Mr. Stockwood, Lieutenant, what can I do for you?
Get off of our case.
What is he talking about?
A murder investigation is a local matter, Dave. It's not your jurisdiction.
I know that.
Then why are you involved?
I'm trying to protect a witness. Someone wants to kill him. I want to know who that someone is. I want to know how he works, how he thinks, as much as I can find out about him. Then I'll know what to do.
Makes sense to me.
Why, what did you think I was doing?
Looking for revenge. Now, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But if I'm right, you better stop it right here and now. When does McGuire go to the grand jury?
Tomorrow.
All right. 24 hours. When I ask for him, you deliver.
Agreed.
Have you told Helen yet?
No. I'm flying out tonight to see you. Dave, just take care of our witness. Stay out of the homicide investigation, okay?
Only one of these has a record. The others are possibles. Suspected, nothing ever proven.
Did you talk to Stockwood?
Yeah, he's flying out to see Brian's widow tonight.
Well, then we better do it quick if we're going to do it. How do you figure on finding him?
I don't. We're gonna let him find us.
What are you guys talking about?
You better get ready. We're moving again.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with right here? Listen, every time we go out, we take the chance of me being seen.
Take your hands off me.
Okay. But I know something's going on. Ever since that guy was killed, you've been acting funny.
That guy happened to be a very good friend of mine. What did you expect me to do? Sing and dance? Throw a party? Have the girls in? Come on, let's get out of here.
Just got a twix from the Cincinnati police. They checked the answering service. Call the McGuire made was for a Harry Spellivan, that address.
And no such person at that address.
No such address. It's a vacant lot.
Where does the answering service send its bill?
They didn't. He paid 6 months in advance and sent them a check the first of every month. He was always 6 months ahead in his bill. And he set up the whole thing by phone and mail so no one ever saw him. No description. All the girls who talked to him could only tell the police one thing. He had a nice voice.
Well, don't they have a number where they can reach him?
He always checked for his messages. Tells us nothing.
Oh, now, wait a minute. It tells us that McGuire made a phone call to Cincinnati to somebody who doesn't want you to know who he is or what he looks like. Tanner?
Yeah, Mike?
I want you to stake out Frank McGuire. If he meets with anyone who looks like any of these pictures, let me know.
You want me to pick him up?
If you can think of a good reason.
How about suspicion?
That's a good reason.
Hello. Hello, Mr. McGuire. The guy you're looking for is in room 502 at the Atherstone Hotel. Leave it alone.
What do you mean? You can see the whole place.
Just leave it alone and go into the next room.
You're setting him up, aren't you? And you're using me for the bait.
Will you go into the next room, please?
No. This isn't the deal we made. You can't do this to me. I want to talk to Stockwood.
As soon as he gets back to town.
Now! I want to talk to him now. You're going to get me killed.
You're still alive, and you'll stay that way as long as you do as you're told. Go into the next room and stay there. Go on. All right, gentlemen. Pull up some chairs, make yourselves comfortable. Hold it. Don't let your finger touch that trigger.
You're under arrest. Put your hands on top of your head and straighten up. Very slowly.
You all right, Dave?
Yeah.
All right, Dave. Not a word now. Get up. Come on. Get up. Get up. Get in that room. Get into that room.
It wasn't an ambush, Lieutenant. Posting men up on that roof was merely a precaution.
Why did you use a room on the front and not one in the back? And why were the windows open and the shades up? And why were there 2 men up there on that roof and only 1 man in there with him?
Our security procedures.
That wasn't security procedures, that was a rat trap. And McGuire was the bait.
It caught a killer.
And another killer got away. You were supposed to keep him alive, but you didn't. You failed.
Weren't you kind of hard on him, Mike?
Hard on him? Oh, if I knew I could make it stick, I'd charge him with premeditated murder. A badge and a gun doesn't give you the right to kill. And a criminal isn't fair game just because you committed a crime.
It was self-defense, Mike.
And we're right back where we started from, looking for Ron McGuire.
Hello.
Dad?
Ronnie. Oh, how are you?
Not so good. I want to make a deal.
Oh, I thought you already had a deal with the Justice Department.
That's done. It's finished. The deal I'm talking about is for $250,000.
You know, I never talk big money on the phone. Come on home. We'll talk.
You really think I am crazy, don't you? I'll tell you the deal from right here. I want $10,000, small bills, and I want a car. For that, I tell you where the suitcase is.
Oh, that's very generous. What's the matter? You having regrets?
No. I just figure I owe you for all the wonderful things you taught me.
I gave you everything.
You gave me nothing.
Goodbye, Ronnie.
No, wait, Dad. Please. I'm sorry. Man, I'm just scared. Look, as far as anybody will ever know, the money's gone with me. I mean, you can have it all. After all, it is yours. Just give me what I asked for, okay?
Why should I?
Maybe because you owe me too.
Where is it?
You remember where I fell and broke my arm when I was 14?
Yeah, I remember.
I'll meet you there in 30 minutes. Just park the car, leave the money in the glove compartment, and I'll meet you.
All right, I'll be there.
Alone?
Yeah, alone.
What are we looking for?
Ron McGuire.
What makes you think we'll find him here?
Well, he left that apartment building at about 11:45. At 5 minutes after 12, he was at the Attorney General's office. Sometime in between, a big leather suitcase with a lot of money in it disappeared, and it disappeared somewhere around here.
He probably came back last night and got it.
No, I alerted everybody in this area. They've got pictures of him. Besides, a man carrying a big leather suitcase would be easy to spot.
But there's a lot of people in this area with suitcases. There's a bus station right over there.
I know all that. Besides, I had some of our boys check out the lockers.
Inspectors 8-1. Inspectors 8-1.
Inspectors 8-1.
This is Tanner, Mike. The subject left his house about 15 minutes ago. He stopped at a bank, and then he made a stop, and he picked up another car, a blue Ford. Well, something's going down.
Where are you?
I'm on Bay Street, going west towards the bridge.
Okay, we're on our way.
Ronnie, where are you? Ronnie, where are you?
Oh, Mike, he's parked on the lower road at the Godfrey bunker, the blue Ford.
Okay, Tanner, I've got it.
Don't start the engine. I thought we had a deal. That's right. $10,000 in the glove compartment. I looked, but it wasn't there. That's right. Where's the suitcase? What's this? I checked your bag through to Los Angeles on the bus. You can find it in the baggage room in L.A. Sure you did. That's the baggage check. This is the ticket. San Francisco to Los Angeles. All you have to do is just give them the check, and they'll give you the bag and your money. Of course, it might cost you a couple of bucks for storage, but I'm sure you can swing that. Look under the front seat on the passenger side. The envelope's there. Okay. Get out and just walk away. And if you send anybody looking for me, I'm going to tell anybody who's interested that this whole thing was your idea.
Oh, I'm not going to send anybody looking for you, because they'd believe you. Just take one look and they'd know that you couldn't think up a $250,000 heist all by yourself.
What makes you think you're so much smarter than anybody else?
I don't know where you're going, but don't ever come back. If you do, I'll kill you myself.
Hold it, police! Police! Tanner, come here, take him! Inspectors 8-1, in pursuit of a late model blue Ford sedan, heading east on Bryant from 5th Street. Request intercept. of that hand.
See, Ronnie and I were never really close, Lieutenant. We never really understood each other.
I have a list of all your personal property here, Mr. McGuire. If you'll just check it out carefully, sign this form, I'll let you have it.
Very well. Everything seems to be in order, I think. Well, Lieutenant.
Thank you very much, Mr. McGuire, and now you are under arrest.
What are you talking about?
We had the Los Angeles Police Department check the contents of that suitcase in the baggage room. It was filled with money. And you signed this form saying that that claim check belongs to you.
So I was mistaken?
Well, we have a witness here who says you aren't.
I want to call my lawyer.
Of course, be my guest.
Lieutenant, Inspector, I understand you've got Ron McGuire.
Yes, he's upstairs.
Get him. I'll meet you.
Where's Bradley?
Washington. He's been reassigned. I had to break up the team, put him in other units. We're too emotionally involved in this case. There's one lesson here. From now on, we rotate our personnel on a regular basis.
You know, there's another lesson out there in the streets. Crimes have no labels. They're not federal, they're not state, they're not city. They're just crimes against the people. And if we find we can't work together, that means we're not doing our jobs.
That can't happen to us.
What?
Getting emotionally involved. I mean, half the time, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, you don't have to know what I'm talking about. Just do what I'm talking about.
Of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production, starring Carl Malden, also starring Michael Douglas. With guest stars Jeffrey Dewell, Darlene Carr, Tyne Daly, William Smith. Special guest star, William Watson. Tonight's episode, Commitment.
the man was coming.
You thought wrong, cop.
What's the matter, Georgie? Where's your smile? Leave it down at headquarters?
Hey, man. Come on, I mean, like, what's going on?
You tell us, cop.
Well, what are you talking about, cop? Me? You crazy?
Maybe not even as dumb as you thought we were.
You guys are putting me on.
Sure we are.
That's good. He's got a good left, huh? Those are pretty good moves, too, don't you think?
Yeah, he looks like he's got it all together, but that other guy sure isn't any Danny Ortega. Yeah, he's got a lot of patience. I just don't know about a right hand. I haven't seen his right yet.
Don't worry about that. You'll see the right.
One of you guys, Inspector Keller?
Yeah.
You want it on the phone, urgent. Follow me.
Why me and not you?
Because I probably don't know the lady.
Watch it. I may be light, but I'm slow.
Hang in there, Ray.
Mind if I sit with you a minute?
Yeah, mind.
No questions? Not curious? Nothing?
What do you want, Lyman?
Now, that's more like it. That's better. That's like the old Mike Stone we all know and love. I want to tell you about this traveling lady salesman.
Who was it?
Hung up before I got there.
Well, you got yourself a good workout anyway.
Yeah, I just passed out, Lyman.
10 seconds sooner, you would have been sitting on his lap.
He was here?
Uh-huh.
What did he want?
I don't know. Danced a little. Told me if I didn't look out, he'd have my badge, smiling all the while. And he told me a joke that wasn't funny, got up and left.
Are you sure you don't want to come in for a cup of coffee?
I don't
Jeannie
think
said
so.
she's got the pot on for us.
No, I'm beat, Mike Rudy, but thank you for the offer.
Okay, see you in the morning.
Mañana.
Well, how's the coffee?
Fine, just fine.
The kiss of death.
Huh?
Fine, just fine. Every time you say fine, I know something's wrong. What's the matter with it? Too
Scrubbed
weak
the pot,
again?
didn't you?
Well, yeah, it didn't look like anybody cleaned it since the last time I've been home.
It's because nobody had. Scrubbing a coffee pot destroys its character.
The first thing I'm going to do when I get back to school is find a chem major who'll test that theory and punch a hole in it.
Well, it won't help the coffee any. Yeah, Mike Stone.
Are you still looking to find Nate Baxter?
Yeah, who is this?
I got something you want, and I need something from you.
What do you got?
Baxter, you want a deal?
Depends on what you want.
Well, meet me. We'll talk.
When?
10 minutes. I'll be at the east end of Pier 36.
What was it, Mike?
Nothing, sweetheart. I gotta go down and see someone.
Now?
Well, I'm afraid so. Don't wait up for me. I might have to go downtown afterwards. And leave the coffee on, will you? Maybe it'll develop a little character that way. You get some sleep. I'll see you at breakfast. Oh, and lock the door. I got my key.
Mike.
Yeah.
Officer Gino Carlino, working undercover for the Narcotics Division. Under the name George Kaysen?
Correct.
Okay, you were his department contact. Well, what was he working on specifically?
Al Lyman. Sooner or later, everybody in Narco ends up working on Al Lyman.
Okay, you want to take me through it? Just give me a quick sketch.
Okay. Gino started working on that case about, I'd say a year and a half ago. He joined a bike club we knew had some users. Started making buys. And he turned the pusher. He worked his way up to the next rung. He turned that guy, too. His next contact, he thought would be Al Lyman, up until last night.
Come in. Oh, Lieutenant. Glenn Decker.
Hello.
You know Milt Tadini from Narco?
Yeah.
No, we just met about 11 years ago.
Hi, Milt. I'm sorry about your boy. I didn't know he was with us until they told me an emergency.
Yeah, well, whoever it was, we'll nail him. How about the shot to the head? You okay?
Not too hard, not too light. I was hit by an expert.
Well, lucky again, huh?
Sit down, Lieutenant.
Yeah, thanks.
You understand Captain Martin has asked for a full investigation.
Yeah, I understand that. I thought maybe he'd take on the whole show himself.
You know him. He likes to have somebody to yell at. All right. Your report says you didn't know Carlino was there last night.
I didn't see him until I came to.
You got a phone call from someone who didn't identify himself?
That's right.
Any idea who it was, Mike?
Not by the voice.
You never saw him?
What I saw was a figure in the shadows. Then I got clobbered.
When he phoned you, what did he say?